part of the narrative.
No, I mean, if I was Instagram, I wouldn't want to let me go live either.
I don't think so. We're not on Instagram today, by the way, guys. What's going on? So we just got through with the greatest weekend of events ever. One of the probably my favorite weekend, including every Arnold, Olympia, every trade show ever, because we had the greatest group of people in Franklin, Tennessee at Carbon Culture. We had a phenomenal event then yesterday at Olympus Gym in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Honestly, the greatest group of people you've ever seen. And the cool thing is, like, they're two different gyms, distinctly different gyms, different areas, different demographics, different psychographics. We had people fly in from Connecticut. We had people drive in from Georgia, past Atlanta, 6, 7, 8-hour drives, flights.
Amazing.
And we're just humbled by how awesome the world is at this moment in time. And I want y'all to know that everything you see on the internet, on social media, is bullshit.
It's fake.
Because we had, nobody asked once, who'd you vote for?
Nope. Okay,
one guy did. The guy from Alabama. No, he didn't. He was just talking. That's not really Mike, by the way. I don't think it is. So basically, we have really found what we need to do, and that is go and do these events at as many places as possible.
Absolutely.
And I believe next will be Tampa, Florida. And after that, we'll keep rolling. So if you have any ideas of where you want us to go, it's just good vibes, as Chris says. Good times. We lift, we talk, we hang out. Not only that, like, you know, my son trained with a complete stranger, a kid who just came in town. By guy brought his 13-year-old. Thomas is like, let's go. Right? Like, you see people who don't know each other train together. You see people train with us. You just have a big mix of people getting together, similar goals, a lot of hugging, a lot of shaking hands, a lot of talking. And that's what I got to say, man. What a good weekend.
You know, it was an interesting thing because, like, if you just go by what you see on Twitter and Instagram and everything like that, like, people are so very caught up in the semantics of all the pressures put on everybody by society and those sorts of things. Yeah, I not once did it come up about like anybody's fucking gender identity, right? Like, I mean, like there was nothing like that. Everybody was just there to have a good time. We talked about health. We talked about life. We had such a good time. It was such a neat thing because people that came there to meet Chris, like, all then started asking me questions about nutrition and stuff like that. Like, people that came there to meet me were all over you, trying to talk to you.
I got the biggest hug ever yesterday from one of your clients. She bear hugged. Like, I literally thought my ribs were broken. Like, my back popped.
I heard
my back was like pop. I'm like, oh, that is an embrace.
But it's such a cool thing because it's so easy to get caught up, especially like because social media is so toxic. I think for guys like us, especially when you've been in social media for 5-10 years, it's just so ridiculous because you do tend to focus on, even though there's positivity every day, you do tend to focus on the death threats and shit like that sometimes. Whereas it was not even
death threats are serious.
Yeah, death threats are serious, I guess, but it's not even a thing. Like, at no point in time did anybody even bring up ridiculous stuff.
No.
Very cool,
and it was great because it is what America truly is. And we're able to bring that out. And if we're able to contribute to society one gym at a time, I think that's my new motto is one gym at a time, one gym at a time, one gym at a time. And that's what we're looking at. Just like we still to this day, because we weren't afraid to speak up during 2020 and what happened, we still have people thanking us for saving their lives and for preventing them from doing something that'll hurt their health for a long time. Right. So yeah, we're all in. So it's really exciting. We're exciting.
And Tampa will be next. We'll be coming up with dates here sometimes.
Yeah, I got the gym picked out. So don't go recommending gyms because I've already committed to one. We got everything under control. But the next big event in Tennessee will be October 1st. We are doing a lift-a-thon for Ravenwood High School Wrestling. And I'm doing this for my son and for my community. All schools are invited. I want to see kids from Page. I want to see kids from Indy because we train kids at Legacy from all over. I want to do a lift-a-thon a month to benefit a school we work with, whether it's Ravenwood or Page or Indy. The Indy girls lacrosse team, I'm sure they would love one in November. Those girls they didn't win one game last year. I can't wait to see them win state this year. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And, people
need to start getting back at it being like, we need to take care of each other. Like just as a reminder, we got this together initially because unless we make it better, it's not going to get better.
Yes.
We need to make it better.
So I'm not going to even read this question. We're not getting baited into this because it will get us blocked on social media. We're allowed to talk about masks and talk shit about them. But this one right here, I will just state this for the record. We're going to stop talking about this, Michael, or we're going to block you, but we're not addressing that today. No. Everybody knows our opinion, and we will state that I'm a pro bodybuilder. Whatever you want to inject into your body is your right, but I reserve the right to not inject things into my body unless they rhyme with hen and, trend. So anyway, Michael, I'm going to respect.
Fucking crazy how you are less worried about saying something like that. Talking about that.
So Michael, I respectfully ask you to stop or we will block you because I really like my channel and I don't want to get a strike.
The argument about it does you either at this stage, there's enough info out there that you're going to believe one way or not.
So we believe our way, you believe yours. And the reason you said that is because you disagree with us. And we say that, we think you're stupid, but we don't feel like talking about it anymore. That's where we're at. All right, am I good with that? And you agree?
Good. I gotta be real. I really, and I'm going to try to do this. I do live Monday through Friday, Monday through Wednesday. It's 1 p.m. and then Thursday, Friday, 7 a.m. I'm going to start doing as much positive stuff as I can. I'm still going to point. I like to point out the very serious issues with some parts of society that have just accepted how obesity is crazy. I saw an Abercrombie & Fitch ad a little earlier today that kind of made my heart hurt a little bit for both society and the person. But we need to change this. Okay. We can disagree. This is no shit to Michael or whatever, dude, we can disagree, bro. I mean, I'm
just get healthy and don't be fat.
Yeah.
And don't try to force your beliefs on others. And we're not going to do that either. We've said our piece and I'm done.
Yep. Same.
I'm done. Just don't tell me what to do and do you. I don't care if you put that shit in your kids, your dogs, your cats, your life, your family, don't care. If it works, it works, and use it on your family. Once you start mandating things, that's when we have a problem. So Michael, I wish you the best. Just don't be fat. And we say that because we want you to live forever, son.
Right. And if you just say, fuck it, I want to be fat, you know what? Be fat. Be fat. Fuck it, fat as fuck.
Yeah.
but be fat all you want. But just don't bullshit yourself and other people into thinking that it's healthy either, because then that I'm going to say something about. However, dude, if you want to choose to put something in your body, do it. If you want to choose to be fat, do it.
I like when people be like, well, you took steroids, you took years off your life. I've done many videos saying I'm pretty aware of that. Yeah. All I'm doing now is mitigating the damage that I did. And it is what it is. You live and you learn.
I will point out though, here's reality. And I say this all the time. Mark and bodybuilders like The Rock, okay? If of course The Rock is completely natty, all natty,
super natty.
But say he wasn't. Say just for the sake of argument that he did this in order to, I don't know, gain popularity and do what he needed to do, right? You guys wouldn't. The Rock, okay? If you wouldn't,
would you trade place with The Rock? Everybody watching this would.
Right. I mean, but if you wouldn't, that's great. That's on you. But let's be real. A lot of people still drink alcohol. A lot of people still smoke marijuana, still smoke cigarettes, still drive too fast. There's all sorts of risks in life that people take, right? It's a matter of, can you justify them to yourself? You built businesses based around fitness. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is what I like. This is one of the reasons why I think one of the reasons we get along so well. It's not what you did in the past that is actually a thing. How are you treating yourself in society and your family and everything like that right now moving forward. That's all you got.
Because
Like,
Alan
you don't
was
live there no more.
Alan was fat as fuck.
I was fat.
Natty.
Yeah.
Yet he took years off his life. It's like we don't know. We don't have a control group.
Oh, I guarantee it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, just so people wonder, like, I don't talk about my injuries much. My right knee is gone. Like, I mean, gone. I've got disc degeneration in my lower back. And it's because, and this is no shit, I was pushing my body to an extreme level and I'm thankful for it because I'm here because of it. You know, like I'm literally standing right here because of it.
We're just telling people not to do that.
But,
you got to have perspective, empathy.
There's the trade-off. Like, as a real deal, and this is no shit, not all of you are going to be Marc Lobliner. Most people aren't going to do what I do with it. If you're just fat as fuck, just to be fat as fuck because you can't stop face fucking yourself with food, you are hurting yourself. You know, I'm not saying that if I could go back, would I have let myself get that fat? No, I absolutely would not.
But you can't.
I would not.
You can't go back.
Yeah, but you can't.
Yeah,
you know?
I would change a lot of things. North Dakota. I've been to North Dakota.
Is there gyms in North Dakota?
Is there people in North Dakota?
I mean? Like,
I would have to figure out where the fuck to go in North Dakota because really, like, I think there's like 12 people. Now, North Dakota's gorgeous. I love South Dakota. I went there when I was visiting Complete Nutrition's like 5 years ago.
And we're not bagging up. We're just being shitty and funny.
We're completely making fun of North Dakota. West Palm. That sounds fun. It's close to you. Yeah. Opinion on left versus MAGA. I like this. Let's keep this to 3 minutes. Let's see if we can do it. Maybe I can surmise it. I think that anytime you're in a tribal mindset where you can't listen to other viewpoints and you take on, for example, let's say we were talking about this morning. You're at there's Ukraine flags and an LGBT rally, right? Ukraine doesn't like gay people
at all.
So that means that they're just buying in on whatever their influencers or leaders are telling them to. And our buddy Elijah Schaefer, I'll be on Slightly Offensive on the 13th of September. So my buddy, he did a thing where he went to a pride parade and he interviewed these people and he told them what Ukraine did. And everybody was like, I had no idea. So that's the problem. Ignorance creates tribalism, and with tribalism creates division. And that's what they want. They want to divide us so they can keep doing dumb shit like, I don't know, Biden having sex with his own daughter and Hunter. Don't even get me started on Hunter. So all this shit is to get us complaining about dumb shit. To keep us from noticing the real bad shit they're doing, like Pelosi's insider trading. And there's Republicans, McConnell, who just are horrible people. So once you open your eyes, it's no red pill or blue pill. It's just waking the fuck up. Yep. And they do this shit to keep us asleep.
Yeah. And I mean, and you're obviously doing it because you want to hear, like you're looking for that sound clip or the bite, or you're trying to, like, it's controversy.
This is the guy. Okay. This is the guy who asked the question about the shots. Because he's just trying to grab us. Yeah. But I like this question. Yeah. Thank you for it.
No, it's a great question. Because here's the thing. They're both fucking stupid. And you can check back to what Mark and I have said before. Like, I am an independent voter. I voted for the red the last time because I'm never going to vote for somebody that fucking is trying to take my rights away.
Communists.
It's not going to happen.
The Democrats have moved too far left. I'm a 90s Democrat.
Well, that's like more than 4 years ago, I would have been considered a fucking tree hugger. I mean, like, I'm very independent. I believe in, like, complete legalization. I used to believe in at least some universal health care, like base universal health care.
Not after 2020.
Fuck that. No way.
They will take away your right to go get medical care if you don't do what they tell you to do.
Fuck that.
I think we're both pro-choice with restrictions.
Absolutely.
So I think that's not Republican.
No, hell no.
We're not Republicans.
I am not that liked by Republicans. Like, I know it's hard.
No, we both get trashed.
I'm not that liked by Republicans. I mean, I'm not that much at all, you know?
Our wives are coping. So I do this thing where when I'm doing office work, I want to knock it out. I get in a focused OCD. So I go from ADHD to OCD. And I know I was snippy, but I was in the zone. So Katie's trying to talk to me. That's the only time. Other than that, like, our wives have gotten used to just being really confused. It's like being with a schizophrenic all day.
It's really hard. Like,
we need to go buy them flowers. Dude, let's buy them flowers on the way fucking back from Kava. We're picking up lunch, by the way. Kava.
But the biggest, like, Mark and I were talking about.
What do you think about Kava, though?
I love Kava.
I love Kava.
I'd never had Kava. I'd never had Kava.
Oh, shit, I'm going to break. Did you guys see that? Somebody shot me.
Damn. Don't take.
It was that Johnson guy, bro. It was Michael Johnson.
So one of the things Mark and I might do in one of these travels to one of these gyms is just have somebody like a videographer ride with us for a day.
Nito?
Yeah.
We found a videographer this week.
And then just have him ride for us today and just record, because it is like next level fucking
it'll get us both canceled.
Oh my God, yeah.
That'll be our last video
ever.
Oh man. So Nathan.
We would bring unity, because both the left and the right would send somebody for us. They're like, we need to get those two fuckers.
So BPC 157 for dislocation recovery. So here's my thoughts. For me, it helped a little bit, but my problem wasn't something BPC or TB could fix, because lo and behold, my hips were 6 inches different. So that has to be fixed with invasive care, where I'm getting PRP injections. I'm also getting adjusted. I have lifts in my heel now. I just found that out on Thursday. So I'm going to have twice a week. Next week's once a week, because I have to go to HQ for my one Ambrosia's parent company. But yeah, it didn't do much for my elbows, to be honest with you, but mixed with TB 500, I know my buddy Ryan Buckeye had tremendous. It's expensive, but on the slim chance the data shows it might help.
If you can afford it.
It's expensive. You're looking at to get enough of it, which I've done videos on how much to take. Shit, man, you're looking at $1,500. If you do, it's battlebornpeptides.com. They have a BPC 157. It's called the BPC blend. Battlebornpeptides.com. Coupon code Lobliner. I don't get commission, but the owner, when I did this, I said, hey, can I get a coupon code in case I like it? His stuff, it's the best I've ever taken. And to be real with you, actually take that back. My elbows really don't have pain. Holy shit, it did work. Yes, fucking take it. Do I know if it'll help recovery? No. But for $1,500 for a round of it, or $1,000, probably $1,000 after the discount. For $1,000 at Battleborn Peptides, again, I don't get commission. This is what I use though. I paid for it. I can show you the receipts. Coupon code Lobliner. I would do it. And if you have any questions, you can message the owner and he'll give you exact directions. But I do have a video somewhere on my channel. But I'm not recommending you do anything without consulting your doctor first.
Smart.
They're Junus. Thoughts on Tate? Oh God, how much time do we have? Well, we got to pick up food in 10 minutes, guys.
So here's the thing. I don't agree with a lot of what he says. I agree with some of what he says.
I agree with about 80% of what he says.
Like, I mean, I've heard him speak words where he was talking about like actual violence against women, and I've just got to be real. I just can't fucking float with any of that shit.
I didn't hear any of that stuff, so I can't speak on it.
And the thing is, I worry that it was taken out of context or not. But
he said that they mixed this shit up.
Yeah, so
it's hard to say. You have to watch the original files on his channel. And honestly, to be real,
the way the internet works, I'm not gonna sign on something I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know. I can say this: I am a free speech absolutist. By that, I mean, I don't think anybody should have their what they want to say censored in any way. Nobody should be kicked off of any public platform. These are publicly traded companies.
But he did not get censored until he talked about 2020 stuff. Yeah. So I don't think it has to do with women.
Yeah.
If feminists, if they cared, why were they not mad when men were playing women's sports? Shit. And now they're mad at a guy who just wants to, well, in his opinion, empower men. Obviously, see, here's the thing, like my definition of male empowerment is different than everybody else's. Mm-hmm. My definition of male empowerment is having as many kids as possible. And before I went to the gym today, I played soccer with Preston for 20 minutes, was shooting balls on the goal. So my definition is different than other people's definition. So who am I to say that what he was doing was right or wrong?
Right. And
that's why you need multiple viewpoints. And the fact that they worked so hard to cancel him means that he was probably saying something that they didn't want you to hear.
Right.
No, I think tribalism is the I'm not going to say that word, is the incorrect side of any party.
You know, I mean, and I love how it's like make America great again, and all of a sudden we're trying to find a way to make that like it's because people don't like the fucking orange man, but you got to realize I couldn't give a fuck about him. Okay, like I couldn't. I can tell you this: the establishment Republicans can fuck off. You know, they've done nothing. Like nobody that's been in fucking Congress for the last 20 fucking years, and like they all complain about each other. They're all the same. Like
one party.
Because I mean, they've all been in power for 20 years. We need new, like I've said this before, you can find old videos of me saying this, hashtag reelect nobody. We need all new representation.
Except for Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Except for Marjorie Taylor.
I love her. She owns a CrossFit gym. And Thomas Massey. He works out. So on our events in North, I know some great private gyms in Massachusetts. Our gyms, there's no way a Lifetime would ever host our events. No. Because they wouldn't. Now, we went to Lifetime and had a wonderful spa day on Friday. We
caught a sauna.
Yeah, we saunaed. So, but that will never happen. It will be at a small private gym or a big private gym, right? Mm-hmm. Thermogenic on Tiger Fitness, 2 options: Ambrosia Ember, MTS Nutrition Drop Factor. Oh yeah, we have one right there.
Let me tell you something.
You can't go wrong with either.
I take both this and no morbidity.
Appetite suppression.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remind yourself to eat.
So how often do I phlebotomize? I actually donate blood every 8 weeks. So my hematocrit is fine.
Why does that sound so dirty?
It sounds so sexual. My phlebotomizing myself. So my hematocrit is never high because my testosterone dose is so low. But I donate every 8 weeks, honestly, to save lives. And because there's other health benefits. Donating blood decreases your risk of all-cause mortality by 30%. Mm-hmm. Now, that doesn't mean I'm 30% less likely to die or I'm going to live 30% longer. That means at any moment of any day, I am 30% less likely to die.
I wonder if that has to do with like the stimulus of new cells.
I think it's an oil change. Yeah. I think it's just your body's like, thankfully.
Just something else I'm going to research.
Netherlands up in here. Can you put the mic in the middle? We have 2 mics.
We have 2 mics.
And they're both working. I see.
Yeah.
What
I could really try to talk louder if you want, because that's anyway.
That's a possibility. I'll tell you about SARMs. Don't fucking take them. Next question. There's nothing more to say.
You're getting stuff mixed up in somebody's bathroom.
Michael, hopefully you said this before we warned you. When did you say 123? Yeah, it was before the warning. Oh God, here we go. He's still there. It's no need to read. On the last Q&A, Alan, you mentioned the struggle with binge eating. Do you still have occasional binges or have you recovered?
I haven't binged in about 1.5 years, and I wouldn't, but I don't ever consider myself recovered. Okay. Like I really think people should view binge eating the same way they view any other type of addiction, like a food addiction. I will always have a problem with binge eating that I always daily wake up to try to make sure I maintain. I can say that I had it fairly under control until the pandemic hit. And then I think between the stress and then the open flow of death threats on a daily basis caused me to start eating a lot. And I was eating everything in the cabinet almost every day. And then my wife, who is a fucking fitness genius, just started like, well, we started working the principles of our hunger management system. Basically, my first meal of the day is very almost carnivore, protein, healthy fats. And then later on the day, I would focus on any carbohydrates I would take in. And then when we started noticing I was feeling a little too restricted, we made sure I would have something sweet that tasted sweet at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, I just filmed a little spot for how I use plants of protein powders to make like little protein pudding to make sure I have something sweet that also has nutrition. Then like once a week, I make sure I go have something just for pleasure. Like I had French fries last night that were they were frites from duck fat. They were fucking amazing. But I haven't binged in about 1.5 years, especially because I am able to watch it between my hydration. I do have very good sleep hygiene, meaning I really focus on getting good sleep. I oftentimes use Ritual PM from Ambrosia also. A lot of Ambrosia products, one of the reasons why we are very happy to be working with them is that they are very health-minded. And I'm not a big performance supplement guy, but I am absolutely very health-minded. And right now I'm on a regimen where I'm testing out a few of the ingredients for our next up and coming product in the No Morbidity line, but also I'm on No Morbidity and I'm on Ember on a daily basis. So I have no real physical hunger. My wife is actually reminding me to eat. And as long as I don't put myself in a position where I'm around what would be a trigger food, like peanut M&Ms or something like that, like because they are honestly like a binge trigger food. For
God,
me.
Those are delicious.
Way too delicious for me. Like I have this recurring nightmare that I'll have 3 of them.
I'm gonna just eat those in front of you.
Yeah, thanks. That would be great. But No, I haven't binged about a year and a half, but I wouldn't consider myself recovered, as I don't think anybody should ever consider themselves recovered from being a binge eater.
We have 5 minutes.
Okay.
Then we got to get food. And also, just got note that my fundraiser was approved.
Yeah.
At least by the first channel. We just still have to get administration, but they can't. It's like it's no risk. So
administration's going to say no.
October 1st is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be, I want to unite all high schools so they can hate each other later.
The great unifier.
I want to get everybody better. So it's like when Bonds and McGuire were in a home run race and they were both hitting dingers every day. Yeah. So Matt, I think this is stupid. All supplements. What's a supplement? Like you have to find it. So you're going to come off nectar, which is going to help your blood work. You're going to come off a multivitamin, which is going to help your levels. I suggest you get a new doctor. And I'm saying consult with your doctor, just not this one.
You know, I mean, and
if he just lumps all supplements as one, he's a moron.
There's such a difference. Like that's such a broad spectrum of shit, you know?
And you have to define supplement. Is sodium a supplement?
Right.
Okay. So creatine, I can see that if your creatinine's high, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So how do we stand together against, and what can we do to lift each other up when health and fitness in these middle? Exactly what we're doing now. When we have an event, show up, post positive things, help your community, and just don't be an asshole.
I mean, fitness is different for everybody. Mark and I are at very different levels of fitness. I couldn't even fucking touch his baby weight. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, like I'm 10 years older and I'm focused on much different things. We don't give each other shit about stuff like that. I believe so. Oh God.
Let's do, okay. Challenge.
Yeah.
30 seconds, Alan. One elevator pitch on why this is a dumb statement.
Well, first of all, it's a massive disqualification because you're saying that no bodybuilders are scientists. I believe, and I'm not even good friends with him, but Lane Norton's a bodybuilder and he is a scientist. You know, he's a research scientist. Secondly, 40% of my clients are in fact doctors and nurses and stuff like that. And they don't know fuck all about nutrition for the most part. And most of them don't know how to stay all that healthy. They know pharma. That's it. They know what they're taught. I have a lot of doctors. I have 2 endocrinologist clients who actually prescribe people diabetes medications for type 2 diabetes, blood disorders, and all like that. They had never even heard of things like berberine, which is clinically shown in multiple tests to be even better for PCOS and blood sugar regulation than metformin. It outperforms it, without the side effects. The reality of it is you wanting to dismiss everybody on one side of an argument and then accept everything that everybody has to say on another side of an argument. You're acting like as if all doctors agree on this shit when there's absolutely, completely 100% false. For every doctor you can produce, they can't actually back it up with data. So I get that, it's just, you're some fucking fucked up troll who, I don't even know if you believe in this shit. You're just trying to get something out of it. But if you do happen to, in any way, doubt anything I say or anything Mark says, or want to believe a doctor over us, that's fine. Please do. Feel free to go ahead and do so. I will say this, that not one thing that I have said in the last 2.5 years can be refuted by the actual accepted data that is out right now. Like that
actually supports what we do.
Everything that I have said,
and the messaging is coming around.
Yeah.
Find where we've been wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll send you a gift card.
Yeah.
By the way, the gift cards I offered, we're going to get those processed tomorrow.
Thank you for those, by the way.
Okay. New question. I'm sitting about 17% body fat, down from 28%, currently cutting until 13 to 15, then going to main gain. Number 1, don't watch Greg Doucette. He's a fucking idiot. Yeah. Number 2, maintaining means that you lift and you maintain weight so your body gets to that set point. Unless you're an absolute beginner, you're not going to gain much weight doing that. I think getting your body fat down to around 10% is when I'd start to gain. I like bulking and gaining. Now, you're doing great. What I would do is I would get even leaner than that, then aim to gain 0.5 pounds a week or 1 to 2 pounds a month. And that is how you slowly put on mass. So once you get to 10%, you want to spend about 3/4 of the time bulking because you gain slower, and then about 1/4 of the time cutting because you actually lose weight faster, 1 to 2 pounds a week versus 1 to 2 pounds a month. If you do the math, that is literally 1/4. Yeah. So that is what I recommend. I've done many videos on main gaining. But if you actually want to put on quality muscle, you're not going to do it with that strategy. I don't recommend getting fat. I don't want your body fat ever to get above 17%. But Yeah, I mean, no, I think you're on the right thought process and that you're not being fat anymore and you don't want to get fatter, but you actually have to be hypercaloric and gain weight. And I'm not saying go out and eat. You're still going to be on a controlled diet.
I would also say as a noob, you're way too concerned about the actual percentages. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I mean, when was the last time you had your body fat checked?
Yeah, I mean, I've never checked my body fat. I don't think. Maybe when I was in my 20s, early 20s.
I mean, to be that concerned about it, wait till like lean out until you see visible ab outlines. It doesn't need to be. They don't need to be crisp. And then my suggestion would be, if you don't plan on don't want to get fat again, don't change the volume of your food at all. Change up the food quality. Maybe switch to a fattier cut of steak and or just add a protein shake in, because you're doing this to like artificially inflate your calories. You don't want to inflate your food volume and then have to get used to another food volume. You've already been fat, obviously. You were fat, 28%. So you want to be able to increase your calories without increasing the food volume again, because you don't want to get yourself used to having too much food volume. You want to be able to just kind of alter it on the same thing you're doing, you know?
Kava's ready.
We got to go.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be doing this a lot more often. That's it, man. Find me at tigerfitness.com. Buy all your supplements, your Ember, your No Morbidity, as well as ambrosiacollective.com. Obviously, the channel is Tiger Fitness, youtube.com/Tiger Fitness, at Marc Lobliner on all social media platforms. And Alan, what about you?
I'm Alan Roberts, or you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the MFing COO.
All right, peeps. Peace.